some stuff about to be coming out about them Obamas. And you know they have something to do with them smart houses that we was talking about earlier. But I ain't want to gossip. I ain't want to gossip. Mm-mm.
You ain't heard it from us.
You ain't heard it from us. You ain't heard nothing from us, honey. We ain't said. But moving on along, let me talk about Mr. Jaleel White for a second, because I need some clarification here. I need some clarification, y'all. I just need some, because I find it hard to believe that black people didn't like Family Matters. Come on now. Who didn't like TGIF? Family Matters was the only black family that came on at TGIF. We were happy to see the Urkel show come on. What's wrong? I don't understand what Jaleel White is saying to me. But y'all know what? I gotta fetch my article. Oh, here it is right here, already up and out and about. Black Twitter goes off on Family Matters Jaleel White for shading TV's favorites like Living Single and Martin. Now, Living Single wasn't based on no ghetto. Living Single, they were working class women. Martin wasn't based in the ghetto. But those weren't hood stories.
But you had Shanae.
Right, those weren't hood stories. Shanae was working class. She worked. Well, I don't know what Shanae did. She was a hairstylist, right? Or he, because I don't mess with that transgenderism. But anyway, like I'm saying. So Jaleel Black Twitter. So first of all, y'all know Jaleel White got married in May of 2024. He married his what Umar called him? What do he call him? Bunny?
Snow bunny.
He married his snow bunny in May of 2024. By December, he was making comments like black people don't, and I'm paraphrasing. Well, let me just read the article so y'all can hear what he said.
Yeah, read the article.
Okay, so
I'm muting my mic.
Okay, this is according to The Root, honey. The root of it all. During the promotional tour for his new memoir, Growing Up Urkel. So you know it was something. He running his mouth because he got a new memoir coming out and he want us to pick it up. He want us to pick it up. Anyway, he doesn't think that the 90s ABC comedy gets the respect it deserves. An opinion he once again explained in a conversation with the Wilmington Library. We were talking about the legacy of Family Matters and his Steve Urkel character. I thought black people loved the show. I didn't know this. Anyway, being a part of the TGIF brand sometimes make you feel like you don't belong in the pantheons of blackness. I don't know how he feels this way. I don't know. I don't understand. Blackness has been treated as a very monolithic experience in entertainment. If it's not a hood story, it's not a black story. And you know, sometimes I feel left out of that. Did y'all hear what he said? He said if it's not a black story, no, if it's not a hood story, it's not a black story. Stop right there. Stop right there. What, April? Say
it. Girl, now hold on now. Now, I'm going to say this. He's right.
He's right?
Okay. Yeah, I agree with him.
Please explain.
You had Shanae, Heisha, you know, what they was trying to stereotype. Now, Family Matters was a great show, but wasn't nothing like Steve Urkel walking in with them corny glasses on, them high-waist pants, chasing after his Laura, and black people, yes, I do agree with him, looked at him as some corny dude that was trying to act like they were white because he was not hood. He didn't come on shows like they had Tupac come on shows dating what did him and Jada Pinkett meet? What show was that? See, they had
A different world.
yeah. So you know, remember all other guys that was chasing black women were hood rappers they came with that mentality. So I do agree that they looked at him as some corny black dude that was trying to be Caucasian.
What? But he wasn't. It wasn't just him in the show. I understand that he was probably the protagonist of the show. He may have been the star of the show, but there were others on the show that people liked, and I just think that I did not know. I don't know why he feels this way. I just don't understand because I thought black people
Dude, you don't
love
get it?
Family Matters.
You
I
don't
thought
see
black
it?
people
I
love
love
Family
the
Matters.
show too. I love the show too. I loved it. It was on the TGIF
Right.
Friday lineup on Channel 7. I
And
liked
and
the show, but
and
when Steve Harvey,
you have to admit by now we were not still used to seeing black families on TV by now. This was what
and then to bring a corny black dude on wearing high water pants, okay? Come on, B.
so, but there are some corny black people like that. There are some corny black nerds in this world, y'all. There are.
And you know what they say about them? They're
What?
nerds. They're
Of
nerds.
course they are. And I
They
remember,
but
look,
check this out.
nerds grow
The
up to be big.
average black person, all black people did not grow up in the hood.
Right, exactly. That's another thing that I wanted to say now. I didn't grow up in the hood. But I grew up. I wouldn't call it the hood. Would you call it the hood? Oh, Julia said it was the hood. Okay, well, I guess I did grow up in the hood. Hey,
Hey,
but we didn't call
hey,
them hood.
Jude. Oh, everybody, we also have our third person, that's always in the background, co-hosting with us,
Yep,
Jewel Sparrow. And I've always loved these two, and I love their energy.
yep.
They gave me hope for black love. Okay.
Oh, I know you don't like me, Jules. I've been saying that for a long time. But getting back to this article, it seems like he thinks that since Family Matters is not considered a hood story, audiences don't treat it like a black story. I just disagree with this. It goes on to say if there's ever a poll and they say what are your favorite black shows, Martin is in there, living single. I already know we're coming in last. Jaleel joke. But if there is ever a poll and it's just your favorite shows, suddenly we really rank high. So it's kind of interesting in how we look at ourselves as even black folks. Huh.
How that one hood?
I don't agree with that.
Family, the man working, the wife staying at home. That hood.
So she didn't work. She did work.
No,
Remember?
well,
She worked.
she did bottom
Listen
fence
to me.
up.
Listen
Yeah.
to me. The show was a branch off of Perfect Strangers. Harriet was an elevator operator on Perfect Strangers. That's how Family Matters came.
That woman wasn't working on that show on Family Matters.
She did a lot
Oh,
of bottom
well,
fence stuff.
well, she was working when she was Harriet. When she was Harriet, um, Winslow on Perfect Strangers. Do you remember her on Perfect Strangers? She was an elevator operator. That's how Family Matters came about. A lot of people don't know this. Family Matters is a branch off of Perfect Strangers because Harriet was an elevator operator on that show. But get back to the article. So I kind of disagree what he said. Like he's saying if there was a poll, let's say we took a poll in the black community, and he said, "What are your favorite shows?" Martin is in there living single, and he said he already knows that Family Matters is coming last. I disagree with him. And then he goes on to say, but if there's ever a poll, this is his opinion too. If there's ever a poll and it's just your favorite family shows, suddenly we rank really high. So what's wrong with that? A family show. You want Family Matters to be a ghetto show as opposed to being a family show?
B, because the Negroes had labeled him as a corny black dude wearing floods, white socks, and had already determined that he wasn't,
I get that.
quote unquote, black. And he could, they didn't say they didn't think like he's a nerd and that's it. They were saying he wasn't hood or black enough. They were used to seeing thugs chase after women.
That doesn't mean that black people didn't like the show or didn't watch the show. What were they saying when he became Stefan? What were they saying when he became Cool Stefan? Remember that?
He was more white than Urkel.
No, he wasn't. He was cool. Stefan was cool. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. So yeah, I want to say, what were people saying when Steve Urkel became Stefan Urkel? Or what's his last name? Urkel. His last name was Urkel when he was Stefan.
Oh, what name is alternate personality?
Yeah, what you say, April?
His alternate personality.
Right. What were they saying when he was playing when he played that role? See, because I disagree with
that's what he should have really been. That's the person he really should have been.
Family Matters was one of the biggest shows in the culture, man. I don't know where he's getting this from, and that's why Black Twitter went in on him. I disagree with him.
You know what?
Hold on. Niggas might have thought that he was a nerd, which he was. That was the whole point of the show. He was a nerd. There are black nerds in this world, y'all. Believe it or not, we have black. I went to school with some black nerds. They probably rich as shit right now. Rich. Ain't nothing wrong. Let me just say this. If you're a nerd out there, ain't nothing wrong with it. Keep on reading your books. Keep on learning and keep on keeping on. But I disagree with Jaleel White. I think black people loved Family Matters, and I think we are one of the reasons why the show did what it did. Go ahead, April. I'm muting my mic. Yeah.
Girl, 25 years ago, hell, is it longer than that? 30 years ago? How old was the show? B, they were not showing black people as being nerds. Black people wasn't accepting that. Not at that time. They wanted, like he say, hood people. They labeled him like as a sellout because he was a nerd. Like they do any person that's smart and black and a nerd. They don't never appreciate them. They don't, we want hood. And he's not right.
The show, by the way, is 34 years old.
34 years ago.
34 years ago, right.
That's what I was saying. So, and then Black Twitter, half of them people on Black Twitter was not living back then. Okay. And then they want to go in. I agree with him 100%.
But we had our hood shows, South Central, Boys in the Hood, all these shows that we had
Those were movie theaters. We're talking about weekly series.
True, but all I'm saying is we had shows that was hood. I don't know. I just don't know. Let me just finish reading this article because I
finish reading the article. I'm muting my mic. I'm going to get some juice.
Okay.
Oh, I ain't coming to get no juice.
my little cousins, they grown now, but when they were babies, when they wanted some juice, they would say juice. So anyway, inside joke. But anyway, this article says contrary to what Jaleel White thinks, whenever most TV analysts discuss the best black series of the 80s and 90s, Family Matters is included. Thank you. No one is denied its popularity or cultural longevity. However, if he wants to get real, we have to admit that it's never been considered an impactful or influential series. And big reason for that is Steve Urkel. He is the reason why the show became big, because that was about to cancel Family Matters before Steve Urkel came along. They were about to kick that show to the curb. And they invited him as a guest. He was a guest, honey. Let me get my brother's advice on this. Family Matters. Jaleel White is saying that if it wasn't hood enough, I mean, it wasn't a hood show, but he said black people didn't like it because it wasn't hood enough. What do you think?
I think he's right to a certain degree. A certain age group didn't like it. First, let me put it like this. From a hood nigga, right? I didn't like it till the first time I watched it. Because, looking at the previews and hearing people talking about it, it looks corny.
Right.
Watching it, it is corny, but it's funny. So at the end of the day, people who didn't like Family Matters didn't give it a chance. And I know because none of my friends watched it.
So
and then the time slot. No, 8 o'clock niggas still in the streets.
He might be right. He might be right. My brother said hood niggas didn't really watch it, but they thought it was funny.
He is right. But I'm gonna tell you what, hood niggas let their kids watch it. Their kids watched it.
True.
Yeah.
But I just think that he's not giving black people enough credit because black people love the show. I think black people loved the show.
But it's time.
Your generation.
We grew up
right.
About it at school. We watched it on TJ Fridays, and then we talked about it at school one day.
We only know about it because of them. And I do that, and the t-shirts. And then when I started watching it, I liked it.
Yeah.
I thought it was corny too at first.
Me, Mom, and Cindy watched it every Friday. And we would right to school and talk about it with our friends on Monday.
More people probably watched the show than he realized.
I think so.
But he got to know how.
That's what made him famous.
I think so. Well, in May he married a snow bunny, right?
Yeah, I thought he'd been married.
No, he married her in May.
But I mean, what they got to do with anything?
In my opinion, then these thoughts didn't start coming up to after he married that snow bunny. But that's just me. That's just me.
But I understand. I understand where he got it from. That show ain't got an ounce of hood in it. And at the era when his show came out, people were just getting into movies with a little hood twist to it.
I was just saying
because in that era, Boys in the Hood and
I was just saying
that. And then you had I can't remember what was on TV at the time, like
South Central.
Sitcoms.
South Central was a sitcom.
Moesha and all of those. They had hood elements to them.
So,
but both sides can be right on this though, because
I really don't agree with him. So it says when the character became popular, producers went all in and made him the focus.
Because first of all, we didn't watch it because there were no stars in it. Nobody knew none of them people.
Right.
And then
Reginald VelJohnson just did Die Hard, but he wasn't.
He was a B-list nigga. Yeah, he wasn't nobody.
That's how they got him from Die Hard.
But see, when he did the show, if Urkel would have never came there, it would have flopped anyway. Like that's why they made him a focal point. Yeah. Nobody knew those actors. And then the little girl went upstairs and never came down.
Right.
She's still up there.
She became a porn star.
She wanted to be.
It says when his character became.
Yeah, she went upstairs and never came down. I remember the episode when she went upstairs.
So you said y'all watched Family Matters in y'all era?
Yes, we watched it. All the kids watched it. Yep, for sure. We didn't get teased for watching it by other black kids or nothing like that.
Jaleel White though?
I do believe. I don't.
So let me tell you what he said.
He must have been talking about at the beginning because I'm gonna tell you.
I think black people has always appreciated whenever they see people like them on screen. It don't matter what context.
That's right.
Listen, let me finish. No, it don't matter what context it's in. So whether it's hood or whether it's wholesome like the Cosby Show, black people are gonna watch it just for the representation alone. So he definitely is off base. But another thing too, though, is that this is a white country, and supposedly the majority is white. So most of your audience, no matter what you do, is going to be white. Let's just assume that the statistics are true. Most of your audience is going to be white anyway. So it's not even worth arguing whether black people watched it or not.
He said if it's not a hood story, it's not a black story.
Well, that's not true. I got cousins from both realms. So I got cousins from the hood. I got cousins that ain't never lived in the hood before.
Hood niggas
those black people need to be represented too. You know what I'm saying? The ones that don't have that struggle going on need to be represented as well.
So again,
that nigga don't know what he's talking about.
I agree, Elo. I just don't agree with him at all.
I went to plenty of people's houses. Like my niggas didn't watch this shit, right? But when I went to their house, it was on the TV. The kids.
That's right. Listen to this. It says.
Who brought her up? I'm just saying, everybody ain't gotta be from the hood to be black.
True, and that's what we was just saying. All black people don't live in the hood, but this article says when his character became popular, producers went all in and made him the focus. This meant we got a lot of silly storylines revolving around him and Carl time traveling and switching bodies and being cloned. This didn't leave room for a lot of real life stories. Even when they tried to do special episodes, it always came off as a little ridiculous. Compared to other 90s black series like The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Martin, Live a Single in a Different World, it just didn't measure up. White's comments about Family Matters placed among other black comedies riled up social media. This led to Black Twitter reminding him why the sitcom doesn't get the praise he thinks it should, when some users referencing the show's unserious nature.
Now check this
but
out.
Some users referencing.
I gotta say something. Say if you took Q, right, from Moesha, right, replace him with Waldo instead of be Eddie's best friend. Right there, that's 25% of hood in the movie. It'll change the whole landscape because like she said, everybody, these niggas in the hood that ain't hood.
Yeah, that's true.
Nerds, that's what I'm saying. We are black nerds.
You know such things as a label.
People ask me where I'm from.
That's a label that got people confused. I think what he meant was, I think what Jaleel meant was hood niggas his age didn't watch his show, and they shouldn't be watching it.
I think he feels like he's not cool today, which he's not.
He is.
He is, but he's not, right? You know what I mean? Like I think he feels like he doesn't have that.
I started to say that earlier too.
He don't really fit in. He's the black community.
He fit in just like he did.
And I hope.
Yes, I'm there, and I love your brother. Oh my God, he sees what I see. Oh hallelujah, he sees what I see. But he
also kind of disagreed.
Some of them episodes that they did on Family Matters, you know, was way out there.
Yeah,
they was way out there. That was some stuff with no hood niggas or no educated niggas would have done. Shit now. I'm gonna mute my mic.
But he also said he kind of disagreed with Jaleel White. He kind of disagreed with him, but he's right in a way and he's wrong in another way.
It depends on who he asks. If he asking his peers, like niggas his age, and if he know any hood niggas, well, hood niggas didn't watch it because of different reasons. Look at the cast, first of all. Ain't none of them got no swag. Right? And they don't know. And then look at the time slot. It came at 7:30, 8 o'clock, 6 o'clock.
8
niggas
o'clock.
out in the hood. Niggas out.
I'm saying
the kids watched it.
I'm saying so hood niggas that watch Cosby Show.
That's a good question. April, you think people from the hood watch the Cosby Show? Now that's a good question.
Of course they did. They watched Family Matters too.
I think they did too. I think somebody said Jaleel White is not in touch with the black community.
That's right. I said it depends on who he asked and how he did his research. Man, listen, every house before I even started watching it, right? Every household that I ever visited, they watched it. I heard it on TV, or you just saw the kids watching it. Well, nobody was watching it. It was just on the TV. It came on the black station. Niggas had to watch it. He's just out of touch. But I think he just not being revered like a Martin or a black show. And that's what you played, nigga. Look, get your part.
Right. No, it's not even just what he played.
That does matter.
I mean, it matters, right? But it's not just that, right?
People could never get past him being some nerd trying to act like a white boy.
Hold on. Oh yeah, I see.
He was good at that.
But he's not.
But he's
not what he.
Because he said Urkel stamped him. He said he did.
He's not Martin. He said he's not Jamie Foxx.
I don't expect him to be.
He don't act like them. He doesn't have their skill set.
What I'm trying to say
what did you just say?
What I'm trying to say is, so he should know that and understand you attract people that relate to you.
People could not get past him being a corny black dude, Steve Urkel, playing another role. They only saw him as a corny black dude wanting to be one.
He complained about it hurting his career. He complained about that role hurting his career. He said everywhere he went to audition, they could only see Urkel. It's just like Braxton that played on the Jamie Foxx show. When he tried to audition for something else, they could only see Braxton P. Hart.
A lot of them are stuck like that. That whole cast is stuck like that.
He got past it.
When even down to Carl Winslow, it don't matter what he's in today. I will always see Carl Winslow, and everybody will always see Carl Winslow forever, and that's it. Yeah. And the mom will always be Harriet, no matter what she does. They all stuck.
Because they were nobody before it.
You chose to be part of history that way. You chose
Hollywood-wise, they were nobody before that. Like,
right. And
that's why when they brought that show together, it probably took time for it to catch on because nobody knew nobody in that show. Like,
right, but this is why Will Smith is smart. Because he made a show with his real name in it. He did a show with his real name in it. Fresh Prince. He was Will Smith. His name was Will Smith in the show. That was a smart move because that's what separates him from.
But he was somebody before that show. Niggas knew he already had a fan base. He had a Fresh Prince. He was a rapper. I'm talking about multi-million-dollar.
Did people know Harriet from Perfect Strangers?
No. Who watched that? I don't even know what that is myself.
You're right though, because Brandy was known before she did Moesha, and that's the only way she pulled that off. Is the separation because we already knew Brandy.
Because did Moesha. Your first role. If you don't nail your first role, nobody gonna know you in your second role. You gotta nail it. And once you nail that first role and the world falls in love with it, we only want to see you as that.
Right.
We can't see you as nothing else. I had a friend tell me, to him, Denzel Washington is the same nigga in everything he played, and he can't see him.
Oh, yeah.
That's what Jules say.
Yep.
I feel that way about Pop from the Wayans show. Rest in peace. But that's one of the few.
Bang, 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 bang.
He pulled it off. He was the same person in everything he played.
What was his
name?
What was his name in Friday? He's the dude from Friday Forever.
Pop. He said a different name.
Pop in Friday. Yeah. He's Pop Forever. That's it.
But see, it be like that. When once you stamp a role, man, you gotta live in it. And it's hard to come out. Embrace it.
That's what I mean about he doesn't transcend his character. Does that make sense? Like Martin transcends his character. And notice his name was in the show too.
Yeah, because it was his.
You know what I mean? Jamie too. Jamie had his own show with his first name in the show.
Now Jamie's a great actor.
Jamie, by the way, speaking of Jamie, he's playing in the new what is it with Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan?
Rush Hour.
Rush Hour.
Oh Lord,
Jamie Foxx is playing in Rush Hour. Is it 3 or 4? I think it's 4. Rush Hour 4.